Hey, what's up guys? It's Jeff at Standard Magic. I want to talk a little bit about a deck that is maybe fallen off the radar. Definitely has fallen off the radar for a lot of competitive Standard Magic players. So there's a lot of Call Blade and all that kind of stuff going on right now, but this deck is Machine Red, and it actually top 8'd in a lot of states tournaments in 2010 after the release of whatever set this is, I forget. Anyway, the deck was popular for a minute, top 8'd like I said, and then just disappeared. But the cool thing is there's actually been a lot of cool pieces, new additions to this deck that we can add to make it even better. So a few of them, talk about the additions and then I'll talk about what the deck does in general. But some of the key additions are Inkmoth Nexus. Before you played Necropede maybe or something like that to get a poison counter so that you could proliferate them and win. Of course the main point of the deck is this, but we'll get back to that in a second. So some of the other key additions we got are Slagstorm. Before I think the deck ran Pyroclasm and maybe a couple of Comet Storms, and we still run a Comet Storm. But Slagstorm, the ability to deal an additional 1, so it's 3 instead of 2, to creatures or players is just really good. It's a lot better than Pyroclasm in my opinion for today's metagame. You kill all your the 4/3 hasty guys and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, another key addition that we got is the Wellsprings. I like the land one particularly. It goes against your mountains that you can use for Koth, thins out your deck, and it's also a sack agent to Throne of Geth, which we have here. Let's see. Oh yeah, another big addition that I really like is Spine of Ishsa. With this deck, you proliferate so much, and typically your Tumble Magnets, you know, mid to late game can tap for 4, 5, 6, 7 mana or more. It gets kind of ridiculous, so you can just play this. Sack it with Throne of Geth, proliferate your Koth or poison counters or whatever you need. So basically the whole point of the deck is it's more of a control. You kill their guys if you need to with Galvanic Blast, Slagstorm, Spine of Ishsa, Lux Cannon, tap them down with Tumble Magnet. One thing that's cool is that you can actually ultimate Koth on turn 4. Turn 1 you play your Mox Opal and a Volcanic Key or something like that. Turn 2 you play your Chalice or a Throne of Geth. Turn 3 you play a Chalice or a Throne of Geth or whatever you need. Turn 4 if you have Volcanic Key and a Throne out, you play Koth, and you can tap Throne of Geth, sacrifice like a Mox Opal or Chalice or whatever you want. Moccasinth Wellspring is really good. Pay 1, untap it with using your Chalice or your Mox Opal. Pay 1 to untap Throne of Geth, sack your key or whatever else you got, and then Koth has 5 counters on them, and you ultimate on turn 4, and you pretty much, if that happens, you pretty much win because there's no way to get rid of the emblem. So for the rest of the game, all your mountains, they'll 1. So originally this deck didn't have Inkmoth Nexus because they didn't have access to it, obviously. So I think it's another win condition for the games that you don't draw Koth. You can still typically hang around, you know, killing their guys with Contagion Clasp, and then you can, you know, proliferate many times throughout the game, lock them down with Tumble Magnet, etc. So anyway, so I think it's a really good deck that people aren't seeing. This really not seeing a lot of play right now because of all the Call Blade and everything that's going on. And maybe it's not the best deck for the current meta, but we know that it can be competitive because it got top 8 at states, and that was without a lot of pieces, obviously. And obviously Call Blade wasn't around then, but there were other good decks. So anyway, just something that I wanted to talk about and see what people thought about it. So thanks for listening to Standard Magic. This is Jeff.